Ortega versus Zabit. Zabit Magomedsharipov. I'm close. I'm working on that one. Magomedsharipov. I'm working on that one. Zabit versus Ortega. So here's what. First off, thank you. Okay, whoever made that, thank you. Cannot wait. That's completely amazing. I can't believe Zabit's not fighting for a title. By the way, I got to tell you, I cannot believe Zabit is not fighting for a title. And if you take Zabit off the table, you're left with two options that make any level of sense. Korean Zombie, hard to argue against. Max, rematch. And it does make me curious, who's in the lead there? Because I thought Zabit would be in the lead. I thought Zabit, just for parity's sake, would cut in front of everybody. Plus, I think he's 6-fight win streak or something. Everybody loves him. The fact that he's now going with Ortega, again, thank you, but does have a bigger connotation to it, which is we're now down to Max for a rematch, which always is a good idea, or the Zombie, who's certainly been making his way through the world, right? Well, I guess I should. What about Yair? I guess Yair's got to be in there as well. Let's stay focused here. Brian Ortega said to Zabit, if you want a title shot, then beat me. Come and fight me in a 5-round contest. Now, that was very interesting. Who the hell calls for a 5-round contest? Who wants to work 2 more rounds for the same amount of money? But there is a narrative going around about Zabit that he fatigues. I have to tell you a couple of things about that. First off, it's not what I see. And in his fight with Kattar, yes, he was slowing down. And I have seen so many fighters after a fight be exhausted, the fans recognize it, and then the fans point it out and go, that guy's tired. Shouldn't you always be? In any sport, I mean, if you paid a ticket and you went and watched LeBron and LeBron never got tired, wouldn't you kind of want your money back? I mean, whatever energy a guy has, shouldn't he go and use it in the contest? Shouldn't all of it? Shouldn't he use all of it? Why should he possibly hold back? Why would he possibly reserve? And there's a sport or two where you would. Swimming comes to mind, if you call that a sport. Track and field comes to mind, where it's tournament based and you put out as little energy as you can. Like you'll see a guy winning, look back, see that he's got this, and see him ease up. Even if for a step or two he's easing up. It's a part of the culture. It's a mental thing that I just got 1/10 of a second rest longer than everybody else. It's ridiculous. It's silly beyond belief, but it's still part of the culture. Could you imagine in combat sport if a guy was out there taking it easy? I mean, it's a very silly concept. So even if your eyes told you Zabit was tired, and even if you were right that Zabit is tired, to make believe that Zabit could not have changed the level of output and pace that he used to extend that 10 extra minutes, should have he needed them, I think is a little bit of a stretch. Now, you may disagree with me. It sounds like Brian Ortega does, but I'll tell you this. Whether that's an effective and important part of Brian Ortega's negotiation or not, I don't give a damn if Brian Ortega's fighting for 1 round or 100 rounds. Brian Ortega can beat anybody in the world. And I will stop what I'm doing to tune in to see what happens when Brian Ortega fights. I mean, that's a really tough fight. Brian Ortega could be fighting for world championships. Zabit, I thought, was going to be the guy fighting for a world championship. So I do think not only is this a great contest, and you guys can argue all day who's going to win. Zabit is dynamic and crazy and hits weird stuff, yet good luck doing that against Ortega, by the way. Ortega's a little more straightforward, a little more blue collar, but I will remind you, it is basics that win championships. And yes, Brian Ortega is basic, but there is nothing about his heart or mind that is normal. That's one tough son of a bitch. So if him and Zabit, if these two maniacs want to go get locked in a cage with one another under the unified rules and an agreed upon weight class and an agreed upon way, I think I speak for all of us when we say, great, we're going to tune in. And I do think that Ortega makes a very good point. Ortega's not in a position of power to say, hey, Zabit, you beat me, you get a championship. He doesn't quite have that level of power, but he has done Zabit a tremendous favor by putting it out there. I mean, Ortega has now brought Zabit, beating him, being the qualifying match to then go and fight Volkanovski. Ortega just did Zabit a favor. I don't know if Zabit realizes this or not. I hope that Zabit agrees. I hope that he takes the 5 rounds. I can't wait to see the fight. But Zabit, whether it was accidentally or not, was just lifted up by Ortega.